Today's video is going to be about these are my shopping secrets. These are the things that I have learned over the years, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to just share the things, just spill the deets. These are the things that I've been adopting almost every single time, in fact every time I shop, and it's a philosophy that I've developed. Different things that I do depending on what I'm looking for, and I wanted to just share them with you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to share with you is shopping overseas. Now I'm talking about the UK and the US. I live in New York now, even though I'm born in London and raised in London, but so I'm talking about from New York to the UK. Designer luxury goods are less expensive in Europe in general. So I didn't twig to this obvious seemingly fact until a few months ago. I have some examples of things here which I've saved money on by purchasing them from Europe and having them sent over to the US. One is a pair of these Gucci loafers. They are baby pink color. I believe these are called the Jordans. I found these loafers for $529, and these retail for, let me see, 600, and I've got notes down here. These retail for $695 plus tax in the US. So let's just say 700. Because $695 I found it on the Gucci website, the US website. Let's just say $700 plus whatever the tax is for the state that you're in. So I saved enough by ordering them from overseas, and they were shipped here from overseas as well. I didn't pay an additional customs, and it arrived super quick. I think Browns used DHL, I can't remember at the time, but anyway, it was worth the saving, so it's something I would highly recommend. Another one was this Gucci belt. I think I paid about $60 to $70 less, around that ish, from ordering it on the Gucci UK website, and I sent it to a friend of mine who lives in London, and she kindly sent it over to me. But it's just something to keep in mind if you're traveling overseas to Europe and there's things that you've got on your bucket list. It's worth waiting. Also, another item which I have personally been looking at and think is absolutely stunning is the J.W. Anderson Pierce bag. Now that has been all over my feed, I'm sure a lot of your feeds as well, and that retails in the US for, I've got my notes down here, $1,690 in the US, so let's just say $1,700 and plus tax, so let's say you're almost paying close to $2,000. And the exact same bag is on Selfridges.com currently, and that is going for $1,150 for the exact same bag. So there's a massive difference, and it's the exact same bag. And you know what? It annoys me to no end that there's a lot of people I know out there. I have a lot of people who are US followers, and some of them like luxury goods, and I just think to myself, I just want everyone to know this. So, because I think it's something that it's obvious to some people, but to others they have absolutely no clue that this exists, and it's a really important information. I would always suggest, if there's anything that you're thinking of that's European luxury item, go onto a European website and just see if you can get it for much less, whether it's Browns Fashion, whether it's Gucci UK, or any of the other sort of designer UK websites or European websites. Selfridges, like I already mentioned, Harrods as well, that's another one. And it's just such a worthwhile thing for you to do, because it all adds up. This isn't really a secret, this one, because I'm going to be talking about eBay. Now, everyone knows about eBay, they know what eBay is about, but it's one of those places that from time to time, it's easy to sort of put it to the back of your mind and just forget. eBay, I have realized, has become my resource for the one that got away, I call it. So, you know the story. You go into a shop and you see an item. This is a good example. These are Zara boots. They're kitten-heeled, suede. They're coming up really bright. They're actually like an oxblood red. They're like this kind of color in person, and they have these little like bow details here. So I saw these in Zara, looked at them, didn't try them on, looked at them, loved them, but never tried them on. You know, I thought, nah, yeah, love those are really cute. Then they just got sold out. You know those moments when that happens to you? So I thought to myself, I really should have got this. So I knew they were gone, and I thought, let me just check on eBay. I did. I typed in something that sounded similar to the description of the boot, like Zara bow tie kitten heel boots, something along those lines, and they popped up. And less than 2 weeks later, they came from Europe. So brand new with the tags on. So don't forget eBay for what I call the one that got away. And another good website that I would recommend for that. Oh, there's something else I want to show you that I got from eBay as well. And this is also from Zara, and it is this, you probably recognize it, it's this dress that came out last year, and it's a good dupe for the March, I think it's March 2 dresses, which I was absolutely obsessed with for about 3 weeks solid, and I had so many people on social media like helping me decide which of them to keep, because I bought 2, they were on sale at Net-a-Porter. Even though I loved them to death, and they cost a fortune, but they went down to like 70% off. I ended up returning both because my friend of mine reminded me about these dresses, and she sent me a photo of her wearing it, and she looked absolutely gorgeous in it. And I thought, you know what, just get this, which I did, because I could use that savings from getting those dresses for something else that would last a bit more long term. Now, another website that you can do for that same thing is Yoox. That's YOOX.com. They are like, they're almost like the Outnet in a way. So it's all high-end designer items, majority at least. I want to say about 85 to 90%, if not higher. But they always sell past season. So you score past season Balenciaga boots, past season Celine shoes, and it's all on there. But it's, again, it's one of those under the radar, even more so than eBay, because everyone knows eBay, but Yoox is lesser known. But it's one of those websites that is an absolute gem, and I feel like it's like a secret to keep in your back pocket for when you're shopping. So definitely bookmark it, and if there's any items that you think, God, I really wish I had got those at the time when they came out last year, have a look on Yoox.com and let me know if you see it there. Another one of my shopping secrets, or is it a shopping secret? I guess to some of you it will be a shopping secret, but for me it's just something that I've been doing just every single time now like I go into shops, is I shop in the men's section all the time. Why do I shop there? Actually 3 reasons. One, they do brilliant classic cuts, because men, they're less, I'm talking as a whole, I'm generalizing here, but they look for more staple pieces, more so than women. We look for staples, but we also look for fun things. But men's sections, look at their coats. You'll see a sea of classic cut pea coats and single-breasted and double-breasted coats, blazers, jackets, and all usually in neutral colors and tones as well. So these are things that you can easily slip into a woman's wardrobe and look absolutely fantastic on women, and I'm telling you they do, because I've got a couple of examples here right now. So, and what is the other reason? Also, I just like the way that the stuff hangs. This jumper is a men's. Can't really see all of it, but it's an absolute gorgeous heavy cable knit, really heavy cable knit, like a fisherman's knit. And you know how the men's stuff is like a bit longer here, so it does that. Oh, I love when it does that. I love stuff like that. Anyway, so here's a couple of examples of things I've got from the men's department, but I talk about this all the time on my blog, and I give shout outs on my Instagram all the time for people to shop in the men's section. So this is a olive green military style coat, and this was from, there you go, look, you can see the label. It says Zara Men's there. So yeah, I got this about 4 years ago. So I've had this for a minute. Look at this. Brass coin style buttons here. And then you've got like this leather detailing that goes across the back on the collar. You've got the lapels here, so very military style looking, and there's some gorgeous stitching right here as well on the collar. So it's just this attention to detail. Then you've got this coin detail here at the back. Absolutely fantastic. And this is men's. So when I saw that, I mean, this is obviously something that women could easily wear, and I do wear, and it's beautiful. It hangs fantastically. I'll try and insert a picture of me wearing it, and it goes with so much because it's a classic style. Military coats aren't going anywhere, are they? So to me, this is something, there's worthwhile investment is to check out the men's section all the time. In fact, I did a video exclusively about wear men's clothes. Anyway, I'm going to link it below because I showed you like me trying on different jackets, all from the men's department. So it's definitely something you should check out. I'm going to show you something else that I got from the men's department just for the purposes of this video. These are also from H&M. These are from the men's department. Gorgeous charcoal grey, you can see that there, and look at this, it's a motor style and it fits like it's for women. So it's just great. It's really they're spot on, I think, for certain things when you go into the men's section. This is a really good tip. Shop in the kids department. Now, I think this is something that I've heard other people have talked about, but I don't think enough of us sort of remember it. It's a Trash and Vaudeville cropped style motor jacket. I say cropped style because it's from the kids department. I got this about 3 years ago and it was very stiff at the time, the leather, but it's broken in really nicely. And when I was buying it, I remember the sales assistant, she was wearing one and it looked like butter. It was way nicer than this one is. And she just says to me, you know, I just live in this jacket. I wear it every single day, all the time. And you could tell because it just conformed to her body. And she said she got it from that same kids section. Look at the jackets that you've got at home. Measure across, like from shoulder seam to shoulder seam. Compare that to the sizing that's given to you online. Or you can look on eBay, just type in like kids leather jackets or kids leather motor jackets. There's another girl, actually, I stopped her on the street and I took a photo of her. I'm gonna see if I can find it and insert it here. And hers had a gorgeous image on the back of it. Stunning. And she said she got it from eBay and it's a boy's jacket, but it fitted her perfectly. So good example. If you're someone who's smaller or petite, consider shopping from the kids section. You lot know kids stuff costs a fraction of what adult clothing costs, so you're going to save yourself an absolute fortune. I can't even remember what I paid for this jacket anymore. I'll see if I can find it for you and add it on the screen here, but if I can't, if I had to say, I think it was about $150 this jacket, maybe less, maybe 100. I can't remember. I feel like it was about 100-ish. Another shopping gem that I love to use, it's PS Department. I've mentioned them a few times now. I'm not like sponsored by them or anything. I just think they're such a great idea, great concept. PS Department is a phone app. Download this app, just download the app. It finds for you things that you cannot find. That is exactly what their mantra is. So, for example, I had a friend who was looking for an acne jacket. It was a red and black two-tone jacket with white in, I think. Anyway, this was about 5 years ago. Everyone was into that jacket. It's gorgeous, sold out everywhere. Couldn't find it in New York for love or money. And she went on PS Department, said, I'm looking for this jacket. You insert a photo so they can see what you're talking about as well as a description. 2 weeks later, actually less than 2 weeks later, they found the jacket for her in Sweden. So, and they shipped it to her. So I think they're really good for things like that. It's branded products that you would find in a department store and just things that you just can't find anymore. There's another example, and this kind of ties back to eBay, is an app called eSnipe. Now I say app because I haven't actually downloaded the app of it. I usually just go on a desktop and go to eSnipe. It's eSnipe.com. eSnipe does the last minute bidding for you because the last person who bids at the highest price wins, correct? So what eSnipe does is they basically do it for you. So say for example, I see these boots, okay? Now by the way, these are men's Yves Saint Laurent Johnny boots. Another example of why you should shop in the men's department. So go into eSnipe, you register, log in, you have a profile. This takes a couple of minutes. And so you go onto eBay, you see these, the auction ends tomorrow, for example, at midnight, okay? You're not going to be in, but you want these. You take the code for that eBay link, you've given it a ceiling price that you're willing to pay. So eSnipe's not going to just put whatever. If it goes for like 1,000, you know, it's not just going to buy them for you because you just said, I want these regardless. You put in whatever your ceiling is, and if it comes under that, then you're guaranteed basically to get them. Anything that I wanted, really wanted on an eBay auction, a traditional auction, I have got it through eSnipe. Not many people know about eSnipe. When I mention it to friends, they go, what's that? So it's one of those shopping tools, those secrets, those ways of finding things and getting it, actually getting it. And that's the best buzz of all. In case you hadn't noticed, this is what gets me excited. Anyway, so that's it. Those are my top shopping tools, my top shopping secrets that I have just shared with you. Some of them, I'm sure you've probably heard of these already, but if there's a couple in there that you haven't, then my job is done. Okay, so that's it. I'm hoping that this video was helpful to you. You can subscribe to this channel and you can follow me also on Snapchat and Instagram. My name is the same for both. It's KarenBritChick. So I'll see you next time. Bye. And I will see you on Friday, hopefully next week Friday. If not, don't say all that. And you can follow me in the meantime between now and the next video. No. God, how can people do this so flawlessly?